Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. It's coming to the end of week 19 on the NHS Path, the Remission Programme. So it now means I'm in the officially in the kind of like what they call the maintenance phase, so phase 3. So of course we had phase 1, which was the total diet replacement, where essentially you go like cold turkey from solid food, break any kind of like habits or cravings that you would have, reduce down like aggressively attack your blood glucose by only having 900 calories and very little to no carbs. And then obviously phase 2, which was the food reintroduction for 6 weeks, slowly introducing more calories and solid foods over like 4 weeks, and then 2 weeks just kind of getting used to that, so 6 weeks in total. And yeah, so now into phase 3, where you just kind of continue that grind, whether it be maintaining to keep a level of like weight and blood glucose that you're happy with, or in my case, I'll be maintaining hopefully a steady weight loss until I kind of reach where I want to be going forward. I think my blood glucose is pretty much in a good kind of like level, and it's kind of fluctuation and staying within a nice range. But I'll discuss that in a moment when we go through my measurements and stuff. Apologies if I do sound a bit ropey. I did go out last night for the first time in like 6 years. So but I'll go into that a bit later as well. So yeah, so let's start off with measurements. So obviously the last couple of weeks, I was a little bit kind of like put down by my weight going up by about 1.4 kilos, about 3 pounds. But this Thursday when I weighed in at 148 kilos exactly. It's the first time I think I've weighed in on a Thursday for this program where I've actually been dead on a number. Like it's always either been like point 0.1, point 0.2, point 0.7, whatever. Like it's always been point something. But this time it was dead on 148 kilos, which means I dropped from dropped 2.5 kilos from last week, which means that kind of like supports my theory. Whereas last time I was thinking like it could be a lot of it could be like water retention or like retention to like mass of food in my digestive tract still, and it seems that was the case. Like that seems to have shifted, and then also I probably lost like about a kilo or so, like maybe fat on top of that. So which is why it's kind of like gone down again. So like it went up by like 200 grams and 1.4, and it's dropped 2.5. So we're kind of like back on track, which is really good. And that means we're also now 2.8 kilos off my next goal, which was 20% original body weight loss. So getting there. As I say, it's hopefully only be another couple of weeks before that happens. Looking forward to that. Might do like a little celebratory meal out with the family for about that. We'll see how things go, how I feel about eating out again. But I say I did eat out actually last night, so I can talk about how that went as well. Next measurement on the blood glucose. So last week I believe it was 5.5, which I'm quite happy with, quite good. It went up a couple of points this week to 5.8, which again is absolutely fine. It could be a case that like in the fives is my natural kind of like where I sit. Obviously, like in my head in the beginning I was like, oh yeah, I want to get down to like 4.5, because obviously I keep hearing like between 4 and 7 is like, really good, and you kind of like want to get close to that 4 as much as possible. But it could be a case that if I do get down to 4, I might start feeling dizzy, or like my sugars might be a bit too low. So it could be that in the fives range is where naturally I sit. So we'll just kind of keep on monitoring it over the next few weeks and see if it is a case where it just fluctuates, like say between 5.5, 5.8, maybe down to like 5.3 or something like that. And then that would kind of like confirm like, yeah, I normally sit within the fives. And then the real test will be when I have my next HbA1c test, whether that is still, because I think it was like 30 something last time we checked it, so it dropped like from 75 down to 30 something, and if it's still within the 30s, or at least below 42, then I know that my blood glucose is still doing really well, and I would officially be in remission from that, which would be great. And then blood pressure, last week was, I think, again like the 120s over 70s. This week it was 118 over 63. So again, really good blood pressure range. So all greens across the board from that, which is good. When it comes to weighing myself, to kind of like combat where obviously last week, or the last couple of weeks, where the weight went up a bit, I have seen online people mentioning about weighing yourself every day and then doing a weekly average. So I might give that a go for a few weeks, just to kind of like, well, for a couple of months maybe, just to see how that compares to just weighing like once a week. Like I'll still just officially put what I weigh on the Thursday for my NHS Path Remission app and stuff like that. But on the side, I'll also be weighing myself every day, and then just kind of working out the weekly average on a Sunday. So, for example, if I go by my weekly average from this Sunday, my weight would be 148.2. And that ranged from the beginning when I started on Monday, it started at 149.1. And then by the end of it, so this morning I weighed 147.1. So I dropped a full 2 kilos in that time. And then obviously in between that there was like it fluctuates, so it maybe went to like 449, and then it went up to like 150, and then the week after that it went down to 148.9, and kind of it did do that throughout the week, but it's always then kind of like decreasing every other day, which is fine. But I think there might be some pros to doing it that way, that if I can see a trend that it's continually going up on like say 3 days in a row, then be like, okay, I need to do something about it and maybe catch it a bit earlier. And then kind of just see how it goes. It's just another kind of test. Maybe like once I finish the program and I don't have to weigh myself on a Thursday, it may be that I move to doing weighing myself every day and just doing the weekly average on a Sunday as what I kind of track going forward. But yeah, it's just something else to try to kind of see if it works. It may not work for me. I may not like it. I may become too obsessed over the daily figures, and that might affect my mood, because like if I weigh less on one day and then suddenly more on the other day, I'll be out for it. But if I kind of get into the mindset that it's just a number, we'll see what it says on what the average is on a Sunday and go from there, kind of thing. So yeah, we'll test it out, see how it goes. It was also the end of the month on Friday, so I went and saw my mum and stepdad and did my like other body measurements, which I've been doing monthly, because it's just another good thing to track, to kind of measure progress. Like say if weight doesn't kind of sit well, at least you can see like inches are coming off and stuff like that. And in my case, they are. So this month, my neck has dropped down by 1/2 inch. My chest, across my chest, has dropped down by 2 inches, down to 52. My waist has dropped by 2 inches as well, so that's now at 58 inches. And that's across my belly button, and then across my hips, where like I usually currently wear my belt line, it's gone down 1 inch to 49 inches. Which is really cool. And I've actually worked out, so from the very beginning of the program, when I measured myself at the end of March, my neck was 20 inches, so it's dropped down by 1.5 inches to 18.5. My chest at the start of the program was 59 inches, it's dropped down to 52, which is 7 inches. And my waist across my belly button started out at 66 inches, it's dropped down to 58, so it's 8 inches lost, which is amazing. And then my hips, again, at the beginning of the program, started at 56 inches, and that's now dropped down to 49. So again, lost 7 inches. So it's been quite consistent across like the whole body. Like I've lost like 7 to 8 inches, apart from the neck. I didn't want to lose 7 or 8 inches off that, otherwise that would be quite scary. But 1.5 inches is still pretty good. So like collars are a lot better if I were to wear like more formal shirts and things. And speaking of shirts, so like it's now a case of, I had gone up to like 6XL. But now 6XL shirts are just like almost kind of like getting tentish on me. If there's a strong breeze, it just inflates, which is quite funny. So I kind of now comfortably I can wear a 5XL. It still looks baggy when I'm standing, but when I sit down, because obviously when I sit my belly sticks out a bit more, that's comfortable. But I can, if I'm just standing, I can wear a 4XL and it fits quite well. It's not snug, it's still got a little bit of give, but it's when I sit down, that's when I start to get kind of like a bit of tension on the buttons, but they're not fighting for their life as if I was bigger, kind of thing. They kind of like, you can see a little bit of tension happening, but it's not as bad as it could be. So I'm quite close to getting to maybe like actually wearing 4XL sizes quite comfortably, which is really cool. So I'm getting ever more close to that dream of just being able to go into like a tall shop and being able to just like pick something off a rack, and then even then after that I'll be able to go into just a regular shop and buy shirts off the rack and be able to wear them. So that'll be really cool when I can do that. So yeah, so that's like about measurements going forward. Go on to the main topic of last night, Saturday night. We had a little social gathering with some friends, and we went out for a meal, and it was my first ever meal eating out since starting the program. And yeah, there was a little bit of kind of like nervousness, anxiety about doing it. It's just kind of like, oh my god, like how am I going to track it and stuff like that. And because the place we decided to go to was an Indian restaurant, and when I did look online at their menu, there was no nutritional information at all, like not even like portion size or whatever that is. So it was more of a case of kind of like I can go off an average, kind of think about that. But what I had been doing, well, what I'm currently doing is up until that point throughout the week, I've been like working out like how many calories I've been eating over the days for the week, and how many like what my deficit is, and I've been banking up calories. So by the time it came to Saturday, I had, if I had to stay within deficit, I had about 4,400 calories to play with, and then if I wanted to eat up to my maintenance, so I wouldn't gain but I wouldn't lose, kind of thing, I would have to eat something like 8,000 calories, and there was no way in hell a meal was going to be 8,000 calories from this place. So I kind of made like a smart decision. I went with a chicken saag, which is kind of like a spinach-based kind of curry. And I think most times they say like they finish it off with a bit of cream, but there wasn't any cream on this one, so that was fine. And then I had some boiled coconut rice to go with it as a carb, boiled instead of fried, to kind of like cut down on like oils and stuff like that. And it was incredibly tasty. Really enjoyed it. I joked with my friends. It's like, say, oh, make sure one of you has like a trank gun ready, because like I could take that first bite of like an out like restaurant meal. I just go rogue and start, like a eating rampage. But no, it's fine. It tasted really well. I enjoyed it. It's kind of like a nice treat, and that's how I kind of perceived it. As like I get to do this like once or maybe twice a month kind of thing as a treat, and then just next day, like after day, I've just back on track with the tracking of having my meals, and knowing that I'll still be within that deficit. And as we see when I weighed this morning, I had still lost weight. I was 147.1 kilos instead of like the 148 that I was on Thursday. So it's fine. And of course, I still had just like I drank a Diet Coke with the meal. And then after the meal, we went to kind of go out clubbing essentially. And it's the first time I'd actually been out to like my local kind of like rock club in like maybe 6 years, because I don't think I don't think I'd been there since COVID. I can't remember. Well, I can't remember going. I may have gone once, maybe, since. But I hadn't gone out like clubbing there, and that was fun as well. I did have one alcoholic drink there. I had a bottle of cider, which would probably worked out to have been like 200 odd calories or something like that. But I had made sure that, say, during that day I'd done like a lot of walking, and then of course, because we're at a club and it's a rock club, I did some like moshing and dancing. And my god, did I sweat. Still very sweaty. It was quite a warm night as well, so I sweated a lot and got my heart rate up, so hopefully that would counteract it up. There was unfortunately a mistake, so I was drinking water as well at the same time, so I only had the one alcoholic drink, but I wanted to get a Diet Coke there at the club, but of course it was noisy, and when I asked for the Diet Coke, she gave me a full fat Coke, but I didn't want to cause a fuss or anything like that because it's not bottles. So if it was like, say, a dispensed one, I probably would have said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I meant a Diet Coke," but it was a bottle. So I did drink that because I just wanted to make sure that I had fluids and liquids in me. And again, it was a case, I think, with the amount of like dancing and moving, and I walked back from the club as well home. So again, that was extra steps. So I'm hoping, just all in all, that kind of like offset any extra calories that I had for that. But I will say, when I drank that Coke, my god, it was so sickly sweet. Like I think now that I've been on like sugar-free stuff for so long, and with the program, like I haven't been having desserts or anything like that, having a full fat like Coke or stuff like that is yeah, it was just so super sickly. And to be fair, even the Diet Cokes, regular Diet Cokes, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, that's why I stick with my tried and true tested. I need to refill these actually, of my Iron Brew Zero. I really love the taste of Iron Brew, and Iron Brew Zero is really good. It still tastes not as sweet, but it's like a sweet flavor, and it's really nice. So I highly recommend. And again, this is only like 3 calories a can as well, unlike some like zero or diet drinks where like they can go up to like 8 to 10 calories or even 13 calories a can. So like for one of those, I can have 4 of these. So works out quite well. So yeah, it was, again, so started off nervous about going to it, but no, it was really cool. enjoyed myself. And again, it was just kind of the mindset of this isn't going to screw everything up and I can pack it in. It was a case of I'm going to enjoy myself. I've worked hard to make sure that I banked up the calories to enjoy this. It's a nice treat. And yeah, I got to enjoy it as it was. And I'll be doing the same this week as well, because on Sunday coming up, we have a little family gathering, which again will be a bit easier for me to track because I've already kind of stated to like my grandma and my aunt who are hosting it. I said, like, don't worry about preparing anything special for me and stuff like that. It's not that kind of like, it's not like I have an allergy or anything like that to anything. I said, just do what you're going to do. Leave out any packaging for the food that you do prepare, because then I can just scan it on my calorie tracker app and input it so I know what I'm going up to. And again, throughout the week, I'll just bank a load of calories so I don't have to be so stringent. I can enjoy myself and kind of like live in the moment of it, kind of thing. So again, it'll just be a case of making sure that obviously I'm not doing that like every week, like twice a month or 2 to 3 times a month. I think will probably be okay. And again, it's just making sure that like I do it on the day, and then the next day I go back into that routine and discipline on like just counting the calories and making sure I'm staying within that deficit, and it should be all fine. It should balance out. And again, at the end of the day, it's not. This journey isn't going to happen quickly. I'm still like, even though the program's going to be a year long, I've still probably got a couple of years at least after that to kind of like get like the weight off, and then start going to the gym to build like muscle and strength to kind of like get to where I want to be, like fitness wise. So yeah, all in all, it's been quite good. On the didn't have a call last week. I got my next call is this week coming, and it'll be my last. Well, so this is where the calls with the coach will change from being fortnightly to monthly, as we kind of sit in that kind of like maintenance phase. But I did do the like online little educational module this time around, which was just basically talking about like setting up your environment to help you succeed. And that includes, like, say, like when people bring sweet treats into the office and stuff like that, and like how do you approach that kind of subject. Oh, sorry, just had my lunch. And like I always find it in on the apps, kind of the way they kind of say, oh, you can just avoid it, kind of thing. It's like, well, there's nothing wrong with just talking to people about it. It's like you just kind of say, like, if someone offers you like they brought in donuts and they offer me one, it's like, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm okay. And most time people are like, yeah, it's fine. And like within my team, like they all know that I've discussed the program with them and say, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a lifestyle change, and everyone has been really supportive. So one of them, they won't offer me stuff like that, or if they do, it's like, I think some of the ladies in the office, they've kind of had this little ritual they have at the moment where sometimes where they all have a nice lolly. And to be fair, some of the ice lollies they're bringing are quite low calorie, so I think I could get away with having one if I wanted to. But I just don't feel the need. And like they will say, like if if it is a low calorie one, they'll say like, oh, it's only like 50 calories or something like that. And I'll be like, oh no, I'm not, I'm okay. And they'll respect that. They've said, yeah, fine, there's no problem. And no one's like taken offense to me turning down something, because I've been communicating about it and how I'm doing and how I've been feeling about it all, which is good. And it's the same like with at home, like treating your environment about it. It's like just making sure that you don't have stuff in the cupboards that you could raid. And I've been quite careful to do it, like with my meal prep and my planning of my menus and stuff like that, is that everything gets used up. I think there's only like one thing, like once I complete my week, I just have one wrap left over, which I just use with like having with one of my bowls of chili just to eat that. Everything else gets used up within the meal prep or anything. So there's nothing left over, no excess stuff that I can feel like, oh well, I could just kind of snack on that because it's not going to be used, kind of thing. Which is what happened previously, like 3 weeks ago, with that when I over ordered on the pita breads, I just snacked on them because they were in excess. And when really what I should have done is I should just chuck them in the bin, like sod the fact that I'm wasting food. Like I need to get my health on track. But it's not a big deal. We've recovered from that, so it's okay. Yeah, but I've been careful just to make sure that everything that I order for my meals and stuff gets used. There's nothing left over, nothing for me to kind of like snack on, essentially. And I've made sure that I have enough food, like, and meals throughout the day that I'm not actually left feeling hungry or that I need to snack on anything, which is good. And going on from that as well, like say in the environment when you're out and about and walking, Obviously, I see adverts for everywhere for, like, say, KFC. They brought out their new naan sandwich, which does look really tasty. And then, like, Subway have got a new range of stuff that they're bringing out now as well. I see all these advert stuff, and say in the past when I was doing the total diet replacement phase, that would have absolutely triggered the food goblin on my shoulder. Be like, oh yeah, you really want that, or like, say, go into like some of my nostalgia snacks, like, oh, you want a pack of hula hoops. And I'll be like, oh god, yeah, like I hadn't had hula hoops in years, but I really want a pack of hula hoops now. I don't have that at all anymore. I now feel like I've officially kind of hit that stage of, because I've been so disciplined and like good for so long. I've broken that habit and cravings and stuff. I've kind of like gone through the withdrawal. I'm now on the other side. Like, I've not thought about takeaways or like eating out properly, apart from when, like, when I'm going to do it for a social and I have to like prep to see what I'm eating. Other than that, it doesn't enter my mind anymore, which is really good. It means that I don't have to battle and will fight against that. So that's hitting a good spot with that one. But so yeah, that's I think that's kind of like this week recapped in a nutshell. So looking forward to kind of seeing how the weighing myself every day and then kind of like doing the average on Sunday works out compared to what I did this week. As I say, I'll still be doing like the official weigh-in on a Thursday. Like, whatever I weigh on the Thursday, that's what I submit to the program. I say I got at the weekend. Got the kind of like family gathering. We play a garden game called Smite, which is a lot of fun, and it's a really nice kind of way to get like all the family together to see each other, when, because you kind of hear about like families that the only time they actually really like see together, like extended families, is because like weddings or maybe a funeral or something like that. So not really a time just to kind of like chill and socialize and get together. Whereas what we do is we meet up at least once a month to do this annual garden game and have food and chat and catch up, and it's really nice. So looking forward to that. I've got badminton later today. I mean, I walked a lot this morning as well because I was looking around craft shops for a new hobby to do. So I got in my 10,000 steps already for that. So badminton's going to be an extra bonus on top of that. And now, like, say, on the Saturdays, I do a big walk in the morning now, which is always going to be around about 5.5 kilometers around like the local park and around my house. And it varies a lot how many steps that is, because I think I'm getting better at it. So that's all good. So yeah, say I'll be uploading the next video on TikTok on Thursday when I do my weigh-in. And then, of course, after that will be the Sunday long-form video like I do in this one here. But yeah, it's all still going really well. Again, thank you so much for kind of supporting. It was nice to see when I went out on clubbing on the last night. I did see some familiar faces, and they did come up to me saying how they're following my program and how they're like invested in how well I'm doing. And again, I mentioned to someone, like, I just feel like it's going easy, and she did say, like, you do make it look like it's been fucking easy. And sorry for swearing. And I said that's why I missed it. Like, I do feel a bit like an imposter, but as I'm reassured by friends, like, I'm not an imposter. I'm following the process. I'm trusting in it, and I'm putting in the work by listening, and that's what makes it easy, is because I'm following it how it's meant to be followed, and the results are happening from that. I'm not having any real barriers or anything like that. So yeah, that's how it's going with that. But yeah, it was really nice to see people out and about and kind of like commenting on my progress. And again, I've had a few more people message me on TikTok from my videos saying that they're just starting the program, and they like watching the videos has helped them kind of like prepare for it and stuff like that. I've even had someone who's messaged me from they're on like the Scottish version of the program. I think it's called Counterweight or something like that, and we had a quick discussion about that. But yeah, all in all, going really well. Thank you so much for your support and your time for watching this video. Again, if you do like watching, or you're invested, or you've just kind of like seen me for the first time, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions for me about the program, or if anything, just anything in general about my life, of what I've been doing on this kind of like lifestyle change, drop me a comment, and I'll be more than happy to reply with kind of like my opinions and views on it. And yeah, until the next one, take care of yourselves, and see you soon. Take care.